Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Internet Friends. My name's Aaron England and this is my favorite podcast on the internet.
It's the best one. It's the only podcast I listen to and am subscribed to.
I believe that.
I was wondering if you were going to go for that joke, and you went for it, and I appreciate you.
It was the lowest hanging fruit of a joke I could have possibly made.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah.
You do.
So if the opening bit wasn't a surprise, we had a homework assignment this week, and it was Mass Effect 2, which was my pick, but it was kind of a pick forced on me because I found out Seth had gotten a copy on the Xbox 360, and so I was just like, oh, nope, pivoting, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was actually just ending my Legendary Edition run, so I went back and did a new game plus off of my most recent Mass Effect 2 save. Seth played the original Xbox 360 version, no DLC because can't buy it on that storefront, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit later, given what's going on in the gaming industry. And this is a game that me and Bree actually used to bond over back in the day when we first started hanging out and talking about the stuff. We used to talk about Mass Effect a lot. So I'm really excited about this episode because I finally get to talk to Seth about this, and I've been avoiding talking to him about this all week. I'm just like, it's just like, I need to know, but we're saving it for the show. So everything Seth says, I am hearing for the first time.
Yes.
I was avoiding the Discord chat for that exact reason, because I was just like, I want to talk to them about it so bad, but I gotta save it.
Yeah. Just like, so, that being said, as Seth being the first time player of the game, what did you think, Seth?
I fucking loved it. I fucking loved this game so much. It is so goddamn good. Like a couple of my notes were like that I wrote after the fact, after I'd finished it. I was still thinking about this game for days afterwards. And same, I've been so excited to have this conversation. I even tried to slip Aaron up in one of our chats and get him talking about it.
You almost got me. I was just like, nope, stay strong.
Yeah. And like, no, and immediately, like, there is just a feel to games from this time period. And so without having played it before, immediately I felt this kind of sense of nostalgia just for this era of gaming. And then by like 2 hours in, I'm like, this thing is incredible. This is so good. And then you start building your squad. You start to, I loved it. I loved it. We'll get into it.
Well, I'm very happy to hear it. That makes the show. We don't have to kick Seth off the show this time.
Yeah.
Seth's job is safe.
Yay.
But no, so this is obviously one of my favorite franchises, video game wise, of all time. The original trilogy is very interesting because it's one of like the first instances of a series of games where all your saves lead into one another. So things you do in the first game affect things that happen in the second game, which then affects what happens in the third game. Now, Steph, you didn't play the first game going into this, so you had to get some canned, like, starting things. What kind of were some of the things that because I'm not very familiar with like the canned start ones because I've played the original all the way back in the day, so I've always had my saves carry over.
Oh, okay. There was a lot of like, evidently, someone from my crew sacrificed themselves at the end of the first game, and I kept having to be like, oh, okay. And I kept having to be like, it was a tough decision. It was a tough call, but it got the job done. And so it gave me like dialogue options that still felt relevant, even though I was feeling the information for the first time. And it was mostly stuff like that, where it was just, we're going to reference stuff from the previous game, but we're mostly focused on what's happening now. And you can pick up as you go.
Bree, for context for you, what did you do this run? Or how far did you get in this run, and what kind of play style were you going for this run?
Yeah, I will say, and I was especially in the earlier show, and we had to push this episode back because of me, because it was just like work has been nuts. I did not get as deep into this as I would have liked to, and I kind of fell right back into what I did the first time. I was like, I'm gonna be really different this play, and I was like, oh no, like there's a certain way I like to play this game. So I kind of I chose Kaden to save Kaden because Ashley is a space racist, and I could not have her on my crew. I've heard she gets better in Mass Effect 2, but I did take her. She's the one I sacrificed because I did the. I'm assuming it happens the same because there's like a comic that happens at the beginning of Mass Effect 2, and you choose the options that you did in the game 1 based on that comic. Is that just in the Legendary Edition, or is that in the original?
I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, that was DLC that also carried into Legendary Edition. So in Legendary Edition, there's all the DLCs, everything's packed in, which I will say for anybody who has ever played any of the DLCs, they go in really seamlessly, like to where like if you've only ever played Legendary Edition, you wouldn't really know it was DLC content because they fit it in really seamlessly.
100%. Well, honestly, when Zaid came on the stage, I was like, wait, was he in the original game? Like, he's just in this corner over here. I assumed he was just there, but I was like, he's just a part of the game, and it felt fairly seamless. So, although I did want to say, I did try to play this because I own the physical copies for 360. Could not get my 360 to work. So that was like option 1. And then for whatever reason, when I looked up Mass Effect on Steam, it sold me the standard version and would not give me the Legendary Edition. There was like a bunch of random things that happened. And to my understanding, because of the licensing with EA, there's some weird issues with that occasionally that people run into. My partner bought it for me and gifted it to me, and that was the only way I got the game to work. And I don't know why that happened, but it was so frustrating. I tried to play Standard Edition, which is not playable in this day and age. So do not, if you're like, oh, I'll just cheap and get the Standard Edition, it's not playable. I played it for an hour, and I was like, this is not working.
Yeah, that was actually going to be one of my questions to Seth, because he played like OG style on an Xbox. So like, what was like your experience kind of like? Because like I haven't touched a 360 and like I want to say since 2011, so 15 years.
Sure. That was actually something I wanted to talk about too. This game ran very well on the 360 hardware. I didn't have any glitches. I didn't have any drop in frame rates. Cutscenes would get choppy from time to time, but I remember that from back in the day. I remember that being an issue even at the time.
A lot of them are pre-rendered at 30 frames, so they look choppier than running at like normal 60.
Mm-hmm. All right. I will say, to Bree's point, there did come a point about halfway through my playthrough where I was like, oh no, I might not be able to finish this, because I started it up and my Xbox went, and I was like, oh,
I'm getting more flashbacks. I'm getting more flashbacks. I was in the dungeons of 2009.
Yeah. But there was a minute where I was like, I hit start, that sound came on, nothing loaded up, and then the game started, and I was like, oh, okay, good. Because I was like well into it at that point. And these things are not, they are not long for the world. But yeah, in terms of actual gameplay, I was kind of surprised at like, one, how big this game is, like how many different planets there are to go to, how much like exploration you can do, dialogue options, to a point where I'm like really looking forward to playing it again, because I know that there's shit I missed just because I didn't go over to this alleyway and talk to this person. I didn't go over on the 360. Like, that's a huge game to fit on the 360.
Yeah. No, it's very impressive for when you consider the fact that this game is getting close to 2 decades old. Like, it's coming close to that time for it.
Oh God.
Yeah,
it is.
Like, it's pretty insane to think of like how much they fit into these games at the time. So Seth, we have some important questions for you.
Okay.
Now, Bree,
I think I know one of them.
Before I ask this, who do we think Seth romanced or tried to romance? Because it doesn't mean he succeeded.
Jack might be too obvious.
I'm going Jack too.
You are both correct.
You know what? Yes. Oh, I see it. No, it's too obvious. He won't do it.
My third note is, oh my God, Jack, I'm in love. My fourth note, the more I play, the more in love with Jack I become. Parentheses, do I have a savior complex? My therapist says yes.
We say yes.
Yeah.
First off, excellent choice. Jack is one of my favorites.
She's great. I love her. I don't know about either of you, but when I play games, I talk to the game as I'm playing it. It's just like, oh shit, fuck. And I talk to the other characters. Immediately after she joined my squad, we went on a mission and I was like, babe, are you all right? Babe, okay, no, I got you, babe. Babe, we're good. Like,
mommy.
I'm like, babe, you need healing? I'm right here. I'm right here, darling.
It's like, babe, I need you to go take cover.
Yep. Oh my
it's
God.
like I need a shockwave over here, babe, please.
Yeah. During the mission when you go to get it's either the FFI or the IFF, I can't remember which way that is, the friendly interface.
Yeah.
She kept getting swarmed by hordes of those like blue zombie creatures, and I would shoot at them and she'd be like, "You're shooting at me." And I'm like, "I'm trying to save your fucking life, babe."
That was Jacob in every mission. He was just like getting my line of fire. I'm like, Jacob, fucking move.
You still took Jacob on missions after you got anybody else?
I'm talking early. I used Jacob for a while because I don't like Miranda. I don't like having her on my team. Fair. So Jacob was an only option for a while.
So the thing about Miranda is the actress who plays her and who she is modeled after, I've had a crush on since I was 16. And not knowing anything about this universe, when I started it, I was like, oh, I'm going to go for Miranda. That's who I'm going to try and romance. That's who I'm going to whatever. I did her loyalty mission where we like do the thing to tell her sister someone's coming after her or whatever. Right after that, I walk in on her and Jack having an argument. I take Jack's side because obviously I'm going to support my woman. Miranda then refused to speak to me for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And I was like...
And it's your first playthrough, so you might not have even had enough points in to actually survive the check.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, so, Miranda hated me. I was about to spoil something for the end of the game, but we'll get there.
Okay. I think I have an idea because that's going to be some follow-up questions when we get a little bit later in the show. But yeah, I end up being going back to Bree's point where it's just like you start a new run thinking you're going to make different decisions and you just end up making the same decisions every time. I always end up with Tally just because
Tally's great. She was my backup plan. Yeah, there was one I kept thinking because I didn't realize that I had already unlocked the romance with Jack. And because she's like, I just need to think about our relationship. And so I would do a mission, come back, and her dialogue wouldn't have updated. I'm like, okay, babe, cool. Take as much time as you need. And then Kelly was like, after I recruited Tally, Kelly was like, she's got a thing for you, right? And I was like, oh, she does? Well, if Jack's going to take her fucking time, I'm going to go flirt with Tally. And another note I have is, am I using Tally? Parentheses, yes.
Brutal.
Yeah. But Tally's a great choice.
Yeah, Bree? Bree, go ahead.
So this might be a surprising choice. So I will say, above all, Garrus is my favorite character. This is a small sidebar, but the second, there's something I really love about this game is that for my ADHD brain is that the second it comes in, it's like, here's 18,000 side quests, and also here's clearly the main quest. So do what you want to do, which was so helpful for me because I'm just like, I love side quests. Perfect. And when I saw the Archangel quest, I was like, I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to get my mans. So, and I love that mission so much. I actually got very emotional because I couldn't remember if he could die during that mission or not. And I'm just like, I will destroy this entire fucking galaxy if he dies right now. I will blow up every planet.
I got to be honest with you. I missed the check to sabotage the ship when it comes in at the very end of that mission. They shot Garrus and he fell. And I was like, nope, paused it, reloaded my save and went back and made that check.
I did the same thing. I'm like, nope, absolutely not. Not today.
Okay, so kind of hinting at it. So, how did your suicide run go, Seth? Because this is like a very pivotal point for every gamer. Is their first ever time doing the suicide run?
Okay, I have a story to weave. I mentioned Kelly. She is the only person outside the squad on the ship that I spoke to regularly. Found myself really liking her character. flirted with her a little bit. We had dinner together. She fed my fish. So when the collectors invade and you see her being dragged away, I was like, no. You're not going to take my Kelly. You're not going to take my bestie on board. So as I looked it up because we blow the airlock, and I'm like, did Kelly die? And they're like, no, she just gets collected. However, if you want her to survive, you have to start the suicide mission immediately after the collectors invade. And I go, okay, cool. I'm going to do that. Start it. We get hit with a laser. Jack dies in the cutscene immediately.
Oh no!
I was gonna ask because that's an easy thing to miss if you don't go and upgrade your ship.
So I'm mad. I turn the game off, cool off for like an hour. I come back and I reload the only save that I have from before the collectors attack, which is a save I made before I went to start the mission that initiated the collectors invading. I now have to upgrade my shields. I look it up. You have to upgrade your ship's shields. I do that. I use my resources, start the mission. She dies again. Same cutscene. I look it up further.
Oh, it's the armor plating, not the shield.
You have to get the super duper shield from Jacob. The only time I've spoken to Jacob was when I unlocked his loyalty mission, the mission that I was trying to do when we got attacked by the collectors. So I go back, I talk to him.
This is why you don't do the IFF mission till all your loyalty missions are done.
And I didn't know that, and I didn't do that.
No, exactly. This is great. I love this.
I go back. Now I'm paranoid. Now I'm worried. So I am now I spend 3 hours strip mining the entire galaxy and upgrading absolutely everything that I have the ability to upgrade. My ship, my armor, my weapon, everything. I am now talking to every person on the ship and being like, do you have anything for me? You don't? Okay, I gotta go. So, Samara, do you have anything? I know we gotta like kill your daughter or save. I don't remember. I'm from the future and I'm trying to save my wife. Get out of my way.
You're just running around the ship talking.
You literally had a Terminator moment. I've seen the future. My wife dies on the suicide mission. I have to save her. I need to buy all these things that I didn't know I needed to buy.
Yeah. I didn't upgrade my ship at all. It didn't seem necessary until now.
That's the thing. They don't tell you.
You wouldn't know that, yeah.
They don't tell you that that's the thing you need to do. And like even when you buy those things, like it's just like, hey, we need to upgrade Normandy's guns. It's like, that's weird. There's no like battle missions where I need a gun on the Normandy.
Yeah, why would I need that? I run into Miranda's office. She refused to talk to me, and I'm like, you bitch. I'm trying to save the love of my life. How dare you? This is more important than your little grudge. So I upgrade everything. I start the suicide mission, and Jack lives through the cutscene, and I've got the IGN article from 2010 open on how to keep Jack alive to the end of the game.
That is precious. I love that.
Thank you. So that was my introduction. And by that point, the ship crash lands and it's like, okay, we're going to go into the next section. It's now 1 a.m. I have been on the edge of my seat for the last 5 or 6 hours. I need to go to bed. So I took a pause and came back to it the next day.
That's good. It's amazing how especially if you're not looking up any guides or anything, how stressful that suicide mission is the first time you do it and you don't know what's happening.
Yeah. The only thing I knew about the suicide mission was how to keep Jack alive. That was the only thing I knew going into it after that moment. And so, yeah, it was stressful.
Yeah, it's been forever. I think the first time I ever did it, and this is back in 2008 when the game first came out, I think my first run, Legion and Morden died on my runs.
Okay.
Everybody else I had the loyalty for. I think Miranda did hate me, but she didn't die.
Yeah, I don't remember to be honest, but I will say, like, I think this like speaks to the characterization and the world building of this game. Like, there's no way that you go into this game and you don't fall in love with all of these characters and feel so like
it is so character driven. It's so character driven, and I think the reason why this game, like, especially out of the trilogy, is considered like the best one is specifically that it's just like it's Ocean's 11 style, like heist style thing, where it's just like you're building the team, you are creating a rapport, creating relationships with this character, and that's the entire story. Like, really, the plot you can breeze through really quickly if you want to, but really, the story is just all the characters and what's going on with their lives. And, like, even the weaker characters have compelling elements to them. Like, you know, it's just like, you know, Jacob is one who gets a lot of hate online. It's like, he's not a bad character. He's just boring by comparison to all the other characters on the ship.
Yeah.
He's like, he's a soldier. Yeah.
You calling him boring? Are you calling Aaron boring? Or are you saying Shepard in general?
I'm saying Shepard is like a company soldier until so like, and that's, I feel like Jacob is you if you didn't become a world famous Spectre. So it's kind of very similar.
Okay. But yeah, no, and that is something that really stood out to me is that, like, I mentioned Kelly. The fact that I would even care to, like, I've got a couple loyalty missions left. I've got a couple. This is the person I have spoken to at the end of every mission before I go and talk to anybody else. And just through basic interactions with a character that really is very inconsequential to the story, I was like, I like this character. I like this person. And then you've got the actual squad members that you're like growing rapport with and everything. The writing in this is phenomenal. And like I said, I was thinking about it for days after I finished it. There were, like, going back to Tali, I went into this with no knowledge of her race, what mattered to them, anything. I started her loyalty mission. That was the only loyalty mission where I kind of had to sit with, like, my choices afterwards for a couple days and be like, did I do the right thing? Because in that couple of hours, I went from knowing nothing to completely understanding everything I needed to know about this civilization and their culture and what is important to them. And then having to make the choice of, do I, do what Tali is asking me of letting her fall on a sword that she does not need to fall on and be exiled, which is a huge thing to them? Or do I not do that because it's what's right and what is just? Obviously, I chose to abide by her wishes. I was still trying to fuck her at the time. But that was something that I sat with for a couple days, and I would just be like thinking about, like, did I do the right thing for this character, for this person? And you don't get that in shit writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. I think that's what's great, and the thing is like they do such a good job filling out the universe and the history and the lore of all these characters and the races. Like, especially like when you go on to play 3, if you ever get around to it, a lot of the stuff what happens to the Krogan, what happens to the Quarians are very consequential in like the third one. Those are like two of like the big main plot points. But, like, your decisions of what you do on Tali's mission have effects down the road.
I can believe that, for sure.
Yeah. And, is Rex alive in your playthrough?
Rex? No. Rex is one of the people that died. I didn't get a choice on that.
That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate.
I was sad if you killed him.
Yeah. No, I didn't have the opportunity to.
He like that's the thing that I don't like about, like, the fact that, like, if you didn't play 1, you don't have control over, like, 1's decisions as much. They kind of just, like, give you a sort of roll of the dice. Because, again, like, I'd make the same decisions every time. I always just kind of do straight Paragon with a few renegade moments sprinkled throughout. You know, you got to spice it up every now and again.
Yeah, that was another thing. I didn't know that there was a morality compass in this game. That was something I only found out after I had finished my playthrough. And so when the blue versus red dialogue came up, I was like, well, blue is the good option and red is the bad one.
I mean, essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Essentially, yes.
Well, when you get the blue and the red, it's just like you're going to succeed, but basically it's just saying, am I going to succeed at being the good guy, or am I going to succeed at being the asshole?
Okay. I did pick some red options because I was role-playing this one.
I did on exit. Sometimes I got a couple renegade points, and I was like, what did I do? I didn't mean to. Like, I'm almost like 100% Paragon all the time, but there was a couple dialogue. It's in smaller scenes, but they're like +3 Renegade. I was like, what did I do? There wasn't even an option. I did miss a lot of the like quick time event, not quick time, but like you had to hit the trigger really quick when it's like, oh, quick Paragon, quick Renegade. I missed a few of those, and I think I accidentally chose Renegade options a few times. But
sometimes they just give you random Renegade points in certain areas, and it's unavoidable. Like when you help Liara. Like hack modules, it gives you Renegade points, and you're just helping her hack things on Ilium.
That's who I chose, by the way. I didn't answer that question, but Liara is actually my love interest. So, and that's why I chose last night because I love Garrus so much, but it's kind of point where I love him so much that I don't want to fuck up our relationship. So I can't.
He's also still a cop,
even though I adore him. But he's like.
He's propaganda.
He's pure. Is all I'm saying.
He's pure propaganda, but you know, like a little propaganda is all right every now and again.
So something I'm learning. It did great voice. Something I'm learning through this conversation. Are there multiple options for how you build your squad? Because I didn't have Liara. I don't think.
So Liara can't be a companion, but she is on Ilium, and you can help her out from.
Okay.
But she's a companion in 1 and 3.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I was like, I didn't know I could recruit her.
Yeah. So one of the DLCs is the Lair of the Shadow Broker, and it's basically you helping her take down the Shadow Broker. So if you play Legendary Edition, you would have access to that. But
okay.
But yeah, no, she's a companion with you in 1, and you can romance her. You can kind of continue the romance with her in 2, kind of by just not hooking up with anybody on the ship, and then obviously continue the romance in 3 if you so choose. Which I have done a straight Liara run before, but I did hook up with Jack in between because you know.
I like. There is one moment when you're like romancing Jack where she's like, are you only talking to me because you want to fuck? And I was like, I gotta play this. How do I?
Oh, because if you because you can hook up with her right there, but if you do that, you can't romance her at the end. She's not, and she'll stop talking to you. Like she'll hit and quit it.
Okay. Well, now I know that for
which I do sometimes. Like I did on this run. I was just like, I mean, I'm going for my girl Tally, but I can at least you can
get some strange in between. Yeah.
I mean, Tally's not on the ship yet. It's just like it's not cheating yet.
We might die. We might as well fuck.
Yeah. Right. What's wrong with that? But no, it was in an odd way very vindicating because I mentioned this earlier that I role played my shepherd. I played him as though I was me, which I don't usually do in games like this. I usually am like, whatever the character has been presented to me as, that's who I'm going to play. And like once I got the romance scene with Jack, I was like, still got it. I still got it.
Yeah, I can still get those traumatized women.
Yep. Cool. Oh man. And then like there was a moment when Kelly's like, when Shepard is to Kelly, he's like, do you want to have dinner in my cabin? And I'm like, do I got moves? Does everyone
want to fuck
me?
Yeah. So fun fact, at the end of the game, after you complete the suicide mission, you can go up to your cabin and invite whoever you romanced up to your cabin. And there's like little scenes that you can do of like you guys snuggling on the bed, like sitting on the couch, they are sitting on your lap, or vice versa. If you don't romance anybody,
I'm sitting in Jack's lap. Let's be honest.
Let's be fair here. If you didn't romance anybody, but you did have dinner with Kelly, Kelly will be able to be invited up there, and she's in a very racy outfit, and she'll actually do like a striptease number against like the fish tank.
Ooh.
Okay, Kelly.
Yeah, go.
Just throw that out there.
That's an assistant right there.
All right, I'm logging that for my next playthrough.
Yeah. I do recommend, Seth, at some point you do a FemShep run, because FemShep is phenomenal, and especially with the differences that happen with it. And it is to the point where a lot of people consider FemShep to be like the canon run of Mass Effect, and I agree with it because there's certain options that are only available to you on FedChip, and I think narratively they work fantastic.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I always play FemShep, but that is really good to know. It feels like the authentic experience.
The biggest problem with FemShep is like, do I bone Thane or do I bone Garrus? Sorry, Jacob.
It's Garrus.
Or Liara. Liara you can sleep with, because their race they fuck anybody. So.
No, that is good to know that there actually is like a difference, but during my playthrough, I'd never get anything Mass Effect on my feed. I look up Jack cosplay one time and my entire reels for the next week was Mass Effect. And what I've gathered is that most people play Femme Shepard. And like that's kind of the canon idea of the character.
Also, Jennifer Hale, fantastic voice actress, great job. Absolutely
fantastic. Voice acting is good across the board, honestly. Yeah. I feel like it's an all-star cast. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to like how how greatly written the game is. I can't fucking speak. But like with a cast this big, it would be so easy for certain characters to just become copies of another character. And they all feel individual and unique to themselves. And then the voice performance just highlights that even more. These feel like real people, real characters that, again, you fall in love with. Like, you think about them. You know.
No,
I think that's the best thing about
parasocial relationships with fictional characters. Totally normal.
Yeah,
it happens. I was gonna this is one of the things I wanted to message you guys on Discord, in between. I was like, I'm almost the second I started playing this again, and again, I guess I had the unique experience of having the comic interaction where it actually takes you through a graphic novel of the first game, so you can make all those decisions that you get to make in the first game. And I forgot how many decisions you have to make in the first game, and all of those emotions from playing that game for the first time just flooded back to me. And to your point, I remember and again, Seth, I know you didn't experience this, but Saren killing himself in the first game because it was such a shocker. And having to make that decision of whether I kill Rex or not. I'm just all that flooded back to me. And I played this game 15, 20 years ago. Yep. And I still feel these emotions for these characters so strongly. And in fact, I had to pause a lot throughout the count to make sure I was oh no, what did I do in my original game? I remember how badly I felt about this decision. What do I need to do here? And I felt the exact same way. And to your point, I'm I feel like they could have easily had a lot of throwaway characters here, but they decided to really flesh out this cast of characters so that that you have to make these decisions, that you have to be so attached to them, and you have your favorites, and you have to make these big decisions. And it's a little more fleshed out than maybe a Fable would be, where it's very very black and white. There is a lot of decisions to make that affect to your, you mentioned with the Krogans. They affect things down the line that you may not even see quite yet. This game is such a masterpiece. I get why you do a yearly playthrough of it. I'm probably going to start doing that now. And I was almost mad at you guys because I'm I don't have time to invest in this game. But to your point, Seth, I've been thinking about this game since I started playing it again. I'm at work and I'm just well, when I get back home, maybe I could do this mission really quick after work. And I'm just I have not stopped thinking about this game since we started picking it up again. And I'm I don't have time for this, but I love this fucking game.
It is so good.
It's very good. And Brie, to your point, I think one of the very impressive things and that stood out and has stood the test of time is how those decisions affect the narrative and not just a cosmetic, people celebrate you when you walk by, people are threatened by you walk by, kind of like Fable did. It actually is. It's just your decisions are collecting on themselves, and not only that, making bad decisions still keeps the narrative compelling. Again, why the suicide mission at the end is so nerve-wracking is because you feel it when one of those characters dies. You feel it when you screw something up and make a wrong decision.
Well, and also once you get to the swarm and you're having to send multiple different people to multiple different places, and then you find out at the end game, oh, they died off screen. Oh, I didn't even get to. I fucked up by I sent them when I should have sent somebody else. That messes with you.
Yep. Not me. Also, I do it perfect every single time.
Oh no.
Yeah. The only surviving people from my crew at the end were Samara, Garrus, and Jack. They were the only ones who survived. Yeah, I fucked up the suicide mission.
It was truly a suicide
rough,
mission.
buddy.
Yeah, it was. I kept Jack alive.
You could die at the end of the suicide mission if you do a full sociopath run.
Really, you can die too.
Yeah, like you'll succeed in the mission, but like you won't like make it to the Normandy. Like it just completely
also,
whoops.
During that cutscene that I think you can die as Shepard, Legion died in my playthrough, and then we're like running to escape, and Jack falls off a ledge, and I'm like, I did not spend all of this time keeping her alive, and then it goes slow motion as Shepard is reaching out to her. But the thing I was going to say earlier that I was holding on to till now is that it does like a camera pan across like the door that needed to be held. And you see Miranda's like leg or something implicating that she had died. And I said out loud to the game, "Oh no, Miranda, I'm so sad." Anyway. Yeah. But that, going back to caring about characters, that was when I like realized like, oh, if you assign people the wrong way, they will die. Yeah. And because at the first part of the suicide mission, I assigned Tali to go through the tube. Nope, yeah, and then she gets sniped when the door doesn't close, and I was like, "Oh, that one fucked me up." I was like,
"Never send my girl in there. It's always Legion."
It's always Legion. I know always that now.
Legion. Yeah,
but
it's like no. My baby's with me the whole time.
Yeah. Well, in the IGN thing, it was like, honestly, if you want to keep Jack alive, don't have her do anything until you reach the I want to say Arbiter.
The long walk, the swarm.
No, the mission after that one. Because it says that she can die during the swarm. That's what IGN said back in 2010.
She can if you don't have her loyalty.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have, so basically your only two choices on that one are her and Samara, and it's only if you have either of their loyalties.
Okay, I did Miranda and Thane, and I had both of their loyalties, but Thane still died.
Yeah, Thane's not built. Thane's biotics aren't built like that.
But I will say, Thane's death didn't affect me as much as Tali's did, because I was like, well, he's gonna die anyway. Like, he's sick. This is probably how he would rather go out.
I don't know. They fuck you up on Mass Effect 3.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so those were the three characters that I actually saw die, and then everyone else died off screen. Going back though to like how they could have made some of these characters forgettable, I fucking love Grunt. He was somebody that I like really enjoyed, and they could have made him.
I love my adopted son. Actually, no, I love my son. I birthed him.
Yeah, we did.
Again, that's going back to the Sven Shep and the roleplay thing. It's just like your mama.
Yeah, my baby boy. Oddly though,
well, yeah, no, go ahead.
No, you can go.
I was just going to say something that I really appreciate about this game, and I think I've actually mentioned this in previous episodes. I like the alien races in this game so much. They have, and this is something that, the fun fact about my relationship with Mass Effect is that this is what introduced me to sci-fi in a way that was positive. I was not interested in space, and this is why I never watched Star Wars or anything, because I feel like the way Star Wars props up different races of aliens, it's like, here's this guy in a fun costume, you'll never see this guy ever again. Yeah. Whereas, I feel like with this, they have these very distinct cultures with distinct features and with their own problems, and they interact with different, races in different ways, and it is so fleshed out, and it feels so real, and they're all very unique. They have cool designs. And even though this is like a clearly alien creature, this big ass dinosaur creature in your face, you're like, I love this thing to fucking death, and I would die for this thing. And I think this game does that so well. And it's like, and they're not super complicated, but like they flesh them out so well and they design them so well that I'm just like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna die for this creature. And it's something that I think this game does so fucking well.
Well, it's also funny, the reason that we have Mass Effect is because BioWare lost the Star Wars license.
Oh,
really?
Thank fucking God.
Yeah, no, they made they made Knights of the Old Republic. They lost the KOTOR license, and then like they were working on a Star Wars game. LucasArts stopped working with them, and they were just like, well, we're just gonna make our own fucking sci-fi universe, and we got Mass Effect.
That's awesome. God, because this is so much better. I like these creatures so much better.
And please, HBO, don't ever release the show that you're making. It's not going to be good.
No.
Mass Effect?
They've been threatening it for years. I don't think they're ever going to pull it off.
I can't imagine.
This is like The Last of Us is. There is a story there. There isn't much like differential in how a person is going. Yeah.
There's a singular linear narrative.
Yeah, this, like, I get why I saw a TikTok about it. Like, so many people, when they play these games, refer to Shepard as their Shepard. It is such a unique experience to how you play it. There is stuff that, like I said, I'm sure I completely missed out on just because I didn't go over there. And, like, so it is so, like, kind of what makes video games so great is the way you experience it, not just the story.
Right. And I would applaud you if you ever get a chance to somehow snag a copy of Legendary Edition at some point.
I'm waiting for it to go on sale. That was the other thing.
It goes on sale very often. I've seen it as low as $6 during an EA sale. So like,
okay.
Don't pay full price. Don't pay full pop for it. Wait until like there's a Steam sale or an EA sale that goes off. Don't give EA more money than they deserve.
Please.
Well, and that was something that I wanted. That was something I wanted to say is that like, part of why like what softened the suicide mission a little bit for me is I had already decided at this point that I am going to get the Legacy Collection and I am going to play all 3 games and carry over saves and do all of that, and that will be my canon experience. And so like that was also why it was like, oh no, I got this person killed. Well, it doesn't matter. This isn't my true version of experiencing this game. As long as Jack stays alive, that's the only requisite. But yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm just waiting for it to go on sale. And also, the night I finished playing it was the day that we postponed the episode. And I was like, there's enough time here that I could get in another playthrough. Like there's enough time that I could do this again. But I was like, no, kind of the hook of this episode is my first experience with it. So I held off. I've been fighting urges. The game is right there. And I'm like, I really want to start. I'm going to start it again tonight, honestly, if I'm completely honest with both of you.
No, that's awesome. Another thing I will say, when you finally do snag up Legendary Edition, let us know, because I kind of want to have that be a soft start for a homework assignment. Like, not necessarily like a hard episode, but like let's all 3 do it.
Okay, and then just when we're all done.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
When we're all done, we just have like a special like all Mass Effect episode, because I would love to get to talk to about the whole trilogy and not just 2. 2 is the best one of the 3. Bree, I don't know if you said you've played 3 yet or not.
No, actually, that's why I love that idea so much. I never got around to 3, and by the time I got it at a midnight release. That's how long ago this was, and I was I think still in college at the time or just finishing, and it just like I never had time for it, and then all of my friends were like, "Don't bother, it's not as good as the other 2," and I just never got around to it. So I would love it, like a fresh playthrough of that.
I will say there are definitely things I like about 3. There are definitely detractions from it, especially. Again, not going to go into too much spoils. The ending is,
that's what I've heard.
The game came out in 2011, and they hadn't quite figured out how to do endings for vast choice-based games like this yet. And that is what I will say about it. That being said, I do think there are good merits to playing the third one, especially once, like, you know, if you get Legendary Edition, start from 1, work through the jankiness that is 1, because it's a very different game. Yes. They made a lot of changes to the gameplay into 2, which were the right decisions to make. But because I would say 2, not only is it the better of like the narratives, it's also the gameplay wise, this is probably the most challenging combat, and a kind of combat that like feels like really well. Like in 3, it turns more into just like a straight action game where you're just like Ramboing it through everything, whereas this game has more of like attack. You actually have to think about what you're doing.
It's a cover shooter. And that's another way that it really reminded me of Gears of War.
Yeah. It feels super Gears of War-y. Like literally, like when I play this one, I was like, it's just like, it's Gears of War. It's not Halo.
Yeah. Although there were times that I did run in and play it Halo style, because fuck it.
Well, what did you choose as your class? Actually, now that I'm just curious, because I always pick Vanguard.
What did I choose?
I always pick Vanguard. Yeah, that's always... best of both worlds.
I don't remember.
What was your primary weapon?
The machine gun.
So you probably did does like the submachine gun or the assault rifle?
The one that does like 5 rounds. You got to do the because I like it locked on better than just the regular machine gun.
Okay. Did you have any biotic powers?
Yeah, I had impulse rounds, and I gotta be honest, I didn't use those very much. The game kept telling me to use them. I was like, nah, it's fine.
Like, I just shoot though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
bang.
I do Vanguard. So like it basically Vanguard is built to like charge in and do stuff, but it also gives you like stronger shields and like shotgun up close person style shooting.
That sounds like maybe what I would have picked. Like I had already spent like 30 minutes creating my character, because I was like, if I'm going to roleplay this, I'm going to try and make it look like me. It did not look like me. I refused to think it looked like me.
I should show you some of my. I should show you some of my early shepherds. They're bad. I just use the defaults now, just because I was like,
that's fair.
Because the default shepherd already kind of looks like me.
Yeah, true.
So I'm just like, all right, default male shepherd it is, and if I do female shep, then it's just like default female shep.
Yeah, so I really, and this is in the lost episode that was our Baldur's Gate playthrough, I don't think about this shit, man. I just like, that sounds good. Do that one.
We're all vibes, just all vibe playing.
Yeah.
I do default with a little makeup though. Yeah. She's gonna look good for battle. She's not gonna look. You gotta do a little lipstick if we're gonna go to bed. I'm looking cute.
A little
it's just like I gotta be dressed to the nines when I'm saving the universe. Which, by the way, that's also the great thing about the DLC. The extra outfits for when walking around the ship, so much better.
Yes.
Yeah, you only really have a couple of options.
Yeah,
for walking around the ship.
So so the male shep actually has like a leather jacket, like jeans and like dress shoes, like outfit that he wears that you can get with the N7 on it. I have that jacket in my closet that I bought on an N7 day sale. I'm back.
Yay!
We did it.
Yeah, I blame Windows.
Yeah, back to Linux we go.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to be spending the next couple of weeks figuring out how to get this podcast to run on Linux. Don't you worry. Dude, as soon as I get DaVinci Resolve to run, I'm uninstalling.
Yeah, fair.
So, that goes into actually an interesting conversation. So this was the first time. So, I recently set up my gaming PC to actually dual boot into Linux now, and I've been testing basically being able to play games on Linux. And so this was one of the first games that like I was testing because I have experienced crashing. Fox. I have experienced some. He's just being a boy. He wants to go see his mom's.
He's a good boy.
So I had been experiencing crashing issues often on Windows. I could never figure out why. I've done everything. I've updated drivers, just a bunch of other things. So it's like, you know what? I've been using Ubuntu on my laptop. I got Ubuntu installed on another SSD. I've been booting into it. Downloaded Steam, started downloading games. I have not experienced a single fucking game crash on any game I've been playing since I've switched to Linux. And so I played this entire run on a Linux environment, and it runs totally fine. No issues.
Yay! That's awesome.
And not only that, I recently tested this. It's like, okay, can I get Halo to run? Halo Infinite. Another game where it's just like, I can't get 2 minutes into a match without it crashing on me. I've not had a single crash.
That's awesome.
So awesome.
So I'm just like, all right, Microsoft, I'm done with you. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Good for you. Amazing.
As soon as I can get DaVinci Resolve installed on something, because I already paid the $250 license for the studio version, I'm just cold turkey. I'm done.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And it goes into the thing where it's just there was a lot of gaming news, and since we've been playing video games all week, the Steam machine overpriced itself. Sony's getting rid of physical media. Rockstar broke the $100 game barrier. Just things are not looking great in the gaming space right now. So the fact that there's at least still avenues for us to any win we can get, and so specifically going to the Steam machine, it's a failed concept at this point. Release Steam OS as a Linux distro, let people install it on whatever machine that they want to install on it, and just have steal what Xbox was trying to do and just make everything a Steam machine. Anything you can install Linux on can be a Steam machine. People can game on it and just take over the world that way, because quite frankly, $1,000 console's just never going to sell.
No.
In this fucking economy, I know it's a generic thing to say, but I'm like, who the fuck has that disposable income at this point? No fucking way. I would buy a computer. Yeah. That's what I would do. I'd buy a gaming PC.
And I think it's a canary in the coal mine right now for what the consoles are going to look like for the PS6 and whatever the hell Xbox is going to do. Not looking great.
We don't need. We've been talking about this the entire time we've had the show. We are just now getting games 5-6 years into this console life that actually don't run on the previous hardware. And you're going to next year shove a new console down our throat for thousands of dollars. And according to some leaks that I've heard, the PlayStation 6 is going to be making the same mistake the Xbox One did, where they're centering more of it's going to be a living room experience and decentralizing gaming. And it's you saw what happened to Xbox 13 fucking years ago.
They mocked Xbox.
Yes.
They had a whole ad campaign that was how do you share games on PS4? And they showed them handing the game disc over. It's just you are literally tossing that out a window.
Yeah. But yeah, and for the specs of where we are right now, and this will definitely change, but for the specs of the Steam box, you can get a PlayStation 5 for half the price if you get refurbished, you go used. I get it. I get that Steam is huge, and I get that you don't have to pay an online subscription to be able to play games with other people. I get it. Most people who already have a large Steam library, like both of you, aren't interested in this product because you already have a gaming PC. You already have.
It doesn't appeal. It doesn't appeal to PC people, and it definitely does not appeal to console people. Who is this for?
That's exactly what I was about to say. Is that as a console person, I'm looking at $1,000 entry fee, and then having to buy all of my games again to be able to play them on my Steam machine.
Right.
That doesn't interest me.
And not only that, PC gamers in general, and this is a generalization, but Bree, I think you'll agree with it, we're craftier than the average console gamer. We'll figure a way how to get my PC hooked up to my TV if I want to play on a TV. Like
100%. It's not that hard.
I will make it happen. Like, I don't need a dedicated set-top box for that. Like, I've already accepted the fact that, like, it's just like, okay, I have this big honking tower next to it that's, like, loud and has, like, a whole bunch of parts and puts out a lot of heat because I want to be able to play all my games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm at the point where it's just like, now I'm running Linux because that runs it better than Windows does. And the fact that Windows is literally squandering the one thing that they had that was going well for them, which was the PC market, because Xbox has been floundering.
And I want to talk about Xbox because, like, a couple months ago, first off, Xbox has been in a downhill decline for the last 13 years. Like, I at some point, I genuinely thought Microsoft just wanted to kill off the brand, and that's why they were making all of these bad decisions. And then they promote the former head of Microsoft AI to Xbox, and I'm like, oh, it's done. This is done. Like, no, they have turned around and made so many changes that are like for the good of the consumer that I'm like, oh, Xbox actually is a contender again, and Xbox has the opportunity to grow again. And what does PlayStation do when seeing their competitor finally starting to strive? Fuck everyone over and be like, no, we're the bad guys now. There always has to be a bad guy, and it's going to be us. We're putting in DRM. You don't plug your PlayStation into Wi-Fi, you don't get access to your downloaded games. We're getting rid of 500 plus movie titles that you've purchased, and you have no access to them anymore. Oh, and by the way, we're getting rid of physical media by 2028. What the fuck is PlayStation doing right now?
Happening?
Literally squandered every ounce of goodwill they had.
Yeah.
Like, literally what they built their brand on in the PS4 era, which was, trust me, the PS4 era was the era where they established dominance, because the PS3 was not a good era for them. It was slow out the gate. The console was too expensive at the start. It was
hard to develop for.
So there weren't any games really for it. So it wasn't until the PS4 that they really kind of turned that whole entire thing around, and now they're just throwing it out the window.
Yep. I'm mad at PlayStation right now.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, Xbox, like, they're waking up to a lot of their bad decisions, and that's why, you know, some of the good stuff is going, but they're also closing a bunch of studios that they spent billions of dollars purchasing, which is just frustrating hair pulling. It's just like, you're Microsoft, you have more money than literal God. Like, take the short-term losses.
Yeah.
Like, we already see you as one of the horrible, evil corporations. Why not just basically just take it on the chin right now?
Yeah.
You could use a little good PR.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if anybody's switching over to Linux and need tech support, my phone number is, please don't call me.
Please don't call. Never call.
I am like very much turning into the obnoxious, like, I use Linux guy, just because, like, it's gotten to that point for me, you know. When I cut off Adobe, you know, that was a bit of a learning curve, but I did fine afterwards. Nothing really changed here for the show. Nothing changed in my regular workflows whatsoever. Now that I'm changing over from Windows to Linux, I was just like, shit, Linux runs better. Who knew? And
I love this for you. What an era.
Hipsters back in 2011 would have told you that.
Yeah. And they would have been wrong, but...
Yeah. But hey, have you installed the Miley Cyrus version of Linux?
Absolutely not. Real thing, by the way.
Yeah, real thing.
Oh, I'm on Ubuntu Studio, which is basically just Ubuntu with like all the creative apps, so like has OBS and GIMP and all these other softwares already pre-installed, so it's already configured, ready to go. It's not like
That's good.
Like I said, the biggest challenge I'm having right now is installing DaVinci Resolve, because there's a whole process that needs to be followed, and it requires me understanding how a command line works. Which,
ooh,
It's a bit challenging. That being said, when you actually start using a command line and you have like the giant like wall of text just like scrolling down and popping up, it was like you feel like, you know, a hacker in the Matrix. You feel incredibly cool when you get it to work. I kind of compare it to like
I can see that.
I compare it to like it's just like this must be what like people who enjoy playing Souls-likes feel like when they beat like a boss.
Sure.
That's when they get something to work on Linux. They're just like, yeah, you. I'm so good at Linux.
I'm a coder. Call up Matthew Lillard and whoever else was in that movie.
Yeah, call Angelina Jolie in like one of her okayest performances.
Yeah. Boy, being attractive really carried her career, didn't it? Because you go back and watch some of her movies and you're like, oh, you weren't good. You're actually kind of bad at acting.
Hey, Nepo baby's being Nepo baby.
Yeah, very pretty. Me and my friend went and saw Beowulf simply because the CGI version of her.
Yeah, CGI Angelina Jolie being gold-plated.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that movie in theaters when like with the 3D glasses, and like I remember just like, I think I'm gonna leave it. I don't think seeing Angelina Jolie like CGI naked is worth it.
Me and my buddy, we were like, well, I think we were like 16 when that movie came out.
Something
Aaron, you
like
and I are
that.
the same age, right?
Yeah,
and
something like that.
I met my buddy up at his house, and as we were leaving, his dad was like, "Hey, so what movie are you guys gonna see?" And we were like, "Oh, Beowulf," and he just goes, "Angelina Jolie," and we were like, "No, no, we're interested in the story."
Yeah, it's just like we wanted to see the Anglo-Saxon classic told.
Yeah,
to a modern
in like
audience.
Weird Final Fantasy 3D.
Yeah, no, that's still when it was very Uncanny Valley. Still,
yeah,
like crazy to think of how like far we've come with that, because like now you have pretty much importing people's likenesses directly into video games, and that did not work nearly as well 10-15 years ago.
Well, it's funny because like that movie came out like 2008, whatever. Again, Miranda, going back to Mass Effect 2, she looks like the actual actress.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, there is a bit of like rubberness when they're talking.
Yeah.
But like,
sure,
she does look like the actual person. And like the leaps that we have come just like in a couple of years between Beowulf and Mass Effect 2, and then to where we are today is like real surprising, real shocking.
Yeah. All right. So, any final thoughts on Mass Effect 2 or the gaming industry
Jack.
in general? Yeah, we know
Jack
you do.
is my bae. I legitimately, I had a thought while playing it that I was like, I made that post about anime waifus recently on my Instagram story. But I had a thought while playing it, which was, I didn't think that I could have a video game wife after Alex from Half-Life 2. I just fell in love with that character. And then Jack scrolls on screen, and I'm like, "Oh, heart eyes, eyes shooting out.
The heart vignette is just like, just Smooth Jazz starts playing in the background.
Yep. The second she like breaks free from her like cryostasis, I was like,
my wife.
I wasn't in the room, but I could see it in vivid detail. Exactly what happened. 100%.
It's like we were there.
Just boom, boom, boom.
Oh my god.
Good game.
I'm so pleased you like it. I'm so pleased.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's no world that you weren't gonna like it, but I love that you love it because like especially playing this for the first time and like this game's 15 years old. Like I think there's maybe a little more room for you to be like, yeah, this hasn't aged great, but I'm so grateful that you're getting the same experience that like me and Aaron got the first time playing it.
Yeah, and also it's one of those things where like both of you and so many other people have told me, oh, Mass Effect 2, it's great. It's one of the greatest games of all time. It's so great. So the expectations were set very high for me before starting it. And to have it meet those expectations, it's not something a lot of pieces of IP actually do. And so,
100%.
yeah, I'm surprised I love it as much as I do.
Yeah. I was relatively confident you would like it. I was incredibly nervous. It's like, oh God, what if Seth hates it? What does that mean for the friendship?
I thought about playing that first when you were asking me about it, like, all right, so this is the first, and like really dragging it out. But then I was like, I can't.
No,
I have to talk about this.
It's just
I've been having the tears in our eyes.
I've been having to ignore your messages for 2 weeks, literally. Like I have to know.
Yeah. Oh man, good game.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yep, Mass Effect 2. If you haven't played it, go play it. If Legendary Edition is on sale, by all means, snipe that shit up as soon as you can. You can find it used in physical media. Do that as well. And yeah,
$1.50. By the way, I paid $1.50 for this.
Yeah, nice. $1.50 well spent, and it didn't go to EA.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Now, this was actually like the start. Like they had just bought BioWare when this one came out. Remember when the shittiest thing EA was doing was releasing DLCs?
What a time.
Yep. All right, Bree. So what are we doing next?
Okay, so I'm hoping you guys haven't seen this because, like, have you guys heard or seen Widow's Bay?
No, never.
I want to start it. I have been wanting to start it for the last several weeks, and I haven't yet.
Oh, I'm so thrilled because actually me and my partner were watching it because it's highly recommended by a friend of mine, and I am so because this is not I won't get too into it. It is an Apple TV show, and I know no one on earth has Apple TV, but I think most people can get a free trial, which is what I'm gonna do. So, or get it by any means. But yeah, Widow's Bay. Watch it as much of it as you are able to. I started watching it with my partner last time I was visiting, and I didn't get to finish it, so I'm hoping to rewatch it and then complete it. I've recommended it to so many people, and I'm so excited to watch it with you guys.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things, and I'm really excited to watch it. I keep putting it off, and I also have to get my mom's Apple TV login again. I used it for Severance. Yeah. I got to use it for this.
All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to get started on that. Figure out how to watch Apple TV stuff. Blah.
It's an app.
I haven't paid Apple any money since iTunes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The only Apple product I've ever owned is an iPod.
Good for you. Good for you.
Although
you
nowadays,
can get a free trial then for sure.
Although nowadays Apple is actually the good guys again who are releasing affordable hardware.
Out of fucking nowhere.
It's like, hey, we have a sub $600 laptop that actually is like pretty nice, and also like we're not really investing heavy in AI or data centers.
Yeah.
It's a weird timeline we're in.
Yeah. That's what's kept me like the only reason I keep using Mac is one, I like how my phone talks to my computer so easily, and two, I'm a Logic Pro user. And at this point, I do not feel the need to learn a different DAW. But
I still need to learn the DAW that comes on a Bluetooth Studio, and I'm not looking forward to that.
I know all my keyboard shortcuts already. But I do want out. End of episode.
I'll build you a Linux computer and send it over to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Reinstalled with all the pirated video games. I mean, totally legit ISOs that were purchased legally.
Yeah. If you, I forgot the thing, but the thing that people
if buying
isn't
online, owning, then piracy is not stealing.
And Aaron with the clutch.
Yep.
I love you, listener.
Anyways, that's our show. I'm TCK Media Productions on most platforms. You can find that Seth23 on the Tickies of Talkies occasionally. And we have the Raccoon Loon herself, Bree. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.